Good morning, students. Today, hi, in Payal's Easy Commerce, we are starting a SIP, that is Systematic Investment Plan. Let us understand ये SIP क्या होता है. तो SIP is basically it's an investment vehicle offered by mutual funds to investors, allowing them to invest small amounts periodically instead of the lump sum. So in SIP, a fixed amount of money is debited by the investors in bank accounts periodically and invested in a specified mutual funds. Like how we had studied, there are debtors, debt mutual funds, equity linked mutual funds. So हर month like 500 rupees or 2000 rupees वो धीरे धीरे करके you are going to be investing where in the मतलब to the fund manager, and the fund manager is going to be uh, doing it. Are you understanding? This is the meaning of SIP. Uske baad I have is the advantages. The first one is averaging the cost. So mutual funds are increasingly educating investors on the need for investing through SIPs. The mechanism of investing in the SIP is through regular monthly investments. The one advantage cited by analyst funds managers and investment advisors is that you can gain by averaging in a declining market and thus spreading your risk. That means what? अभी एक साल बहुत ऊपर गया और मे बी 6 महीना नीचे जाएगा, बट एवरेज होता है कि जब पीक था तब 15% भी मतलब रिटर्न्स दिए, और जब स्लो था तब 4%. सो एवरेज हुआ, ऑन एन एवरेज आई एम गेटिंग समथिंग क्लोज टू 9% or 10%, which is actually even more than an FD. So that is one, that is averaging the cost. Then I have is investment in small amounts. So basically मुझे वो नहीं है कि एक साथ मुझे अमाउंट देना है. So the investor regularly does it in small amount to 500 a month, like depending upon how much capital I'm targeting in how many years. कभी उतने bad times आएंगे. I'm kind of having sure कि एक साथ मेरे पास वो capital बनेगा जो मतलब 10 years के बाद my daughter wants to do a course. तो एक साथ 15 lakhs I might not be able to give maybe at that time, but because of this, that amount I can just spend it on her. Then I have is regularity of investments. So यहाँ पे I have is SIP regularizes investments by making it like a mechanical, boring process. Are you understanding? So it removes human judgment, the decision making process. अरे ऐसा होएगा तो ऐसा ही नहीं. There are fund managers who are dealing in it. So they are using their expertise to do. उसके बाद I have is liquidity. SIPs are invested in open-ended mutual funds. The investors can invest and withdraw the funds if the need of the liquidity arises. ठीक है, मैंने 15 साल तक नहीं हुआ, मैंने 5 साल किया, and I required emergency funds. I can break that SIP. It is like आपने जो तारीख तक जो किया है वो हिसाब से just a small sum of money will be deducted, and then the entire amount will be coming to your account. उसके बाद the fifth point I have is flexibility. So in terms of flexibility, I have is SIPs offer, flexible. Now, what do I mean by flexible? Because it could be gold, it could be something else. Are you understanding? So SIPs offer flexibility in investment, and investor can increase or decrease the amount of investment depending upon circumstances as far as the availability of funds are concerned. उसके बाद I have is convenience to the investor. It is very easy to set up and monitor SIPs. So it saves the trouble of manual investors. फिर I have is investment discipline. So since the investment in SIPs in the form of weekly, fortnightly, monthly or quarterly, they have to instill a certain level of investment. So say SIP of 2000 in a hybrid fund. So on a specified date, say 7. Like for example, I'll tell you that every month, say the 5th or the 7th, 2000 rupees goes, okay, from my account. That is for the SIP that I am doing. So the reason is that I want that, see, like that, no, I will not be able to have a corpus of 20 lakhs. But if I say कि मैं 15 years तक ऐसे 2 months करो, capital appreciation, this, that, compounded interest. That means like आपने 6 साल से किया है, तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं कि अब मार्केट जब बहुत ऊंचा आता है, you will also get 20%. Some months you've got
Madam, interest on
14%.
interest, na? Compounded interest.
Yes, sorry.
Interest, I think interest on interest, na?
Yes,
We'll get
interest on
interest on
interest.
interest.
So, like
Yes.
that, I have his returns. For example, what happens out here is the manager did in certain funds, equity shares, little gold and thing, and everything boomed. Are you understanding? तो जहां पे भी मल्टीप्लाई हुआ है वहां का सब रिटर्न आपको मिलेगा. But it has, but suppose it was like a bad time. So maybe those months you would have got even, 4%. So it is an average thing. Are you understanding? Okay. इसके बाद I have his disadvantages. So this is unsuitable for irregular income flow. मतलब अगर मुझे चाहिए कि and I told you, sorry, this tax free returns also, that up to 1.5 lakh there is a section 80G करके whatever, and उसमें से you are मतलब it's not taxable. उसके ऊपर जो होगा that would be taxable. डिसएडवांटेज इज अनसूटेबल फॉर इरेग्युलर इनकम फ्लो. अगर मुझे चाहिए नहीं, मुझे हर महीना 20,000 रुपया चाहिए ही चाहिए, देन इट इज नॉट मेंट फॉर यू. यूनिफॉर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट, अरे नहीं, मुझे हर महीने को 8% चाहिए ही चाहिए. नो, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन लाइक दैट. Sometimes if an investor fails to maintain adequate balance, debitor, the PDC or ECS has opted will return dishonored. This means that the investment will not happen that month. तो वो भी एक मतलब you'll have to make sure while you are doing कि allocated मैं एटलीस्ट साल का हर साल मतलब if I'm doing a 1,000 rupees का thing, हर साल 30,000 एक्स्ट्रा मेरे अकाउंट में होना ही चाहिए. So that that because whatever till 5 years or 10 years. Now these are the examples of the name of good SIP funds. This is just the recent list. Kotak hai, SBI hai, Mira Estate, SBI Blue Chip, Axis. But of course, if you guys are thinking of investing, just once again, just doing, these are the research. जैसे इकरा वगैरह है ना, वहाँ पे मैंने ये ऑनलाइन से देखा था, and whichever is the best plans to invest. But still, I have not done the research. But because I just liked it, I just, for example, I have taken this. उसके बाद वी आर डूइंग इज कैटेगरीज ऑफ कमोडिटी मार्केट. अभी कमोडिटी मतलब क्या? व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट कमोडिटी, आई कैन से गोल्ड, आई कैन से सिल्वर, ऑल दीज इज अ कमोडिटी. तो a commodity market is a market, okay, that trades in primary economic sector than manufactured goods. Soft commodities are agricultural products such as wheat, coffee, cocoa, fruit, sugar. Hard commodities are mines such as gold and crude oil. So a commodity market is a place where buyers and sellers can buy any homogeneous, like commodities in bulk. Grain hai, precious hai, metals hai, oil hai, this thing. And they are also part of today's market. A market will flourish for any commodity as long as there is an active pool of buyers and sellers. मतलब वो क्या बोलता है कि what is virtual marketplace? When I'm talking about gold buying online, so it is like, okay, मेरे पास मेरे अकाउंट में इतने value and इतना this thing is there. Are you understanding? I can resell it, I can take it in the physical form, I can decide that however I wish to do, or that much amount worth will come in my account. Now, there are two types of commodities that is there. That is, hard and soft. So, hard commodities are typically natural resources that can be mined. Mined मतलब आप खोद सकते हो, या ऑलरेडी बहुत सारा है वहां पे आप रिमूव कर सकते हो. गोल्ड है, रबर है, ऑयल है. So, copper, oil, they are all the examples of the hard commodities. Also, the majority of this type is made up of energy goods like oil, natural gas. Countries that they have the currency tied to its value. Chile's economy, for example, is heavily dependent on copper exports, which makes up 49% of the country's total exports. Gold traders as an inflation hedge with the wealth preservation. It has been really used. Now, what are soft commodities? Their agricultural products are livestock such as corn, wheat, coffee, sugar, soybeans, pork, These, they fluctuate quite a bit and are subject to additional forces. Weather plays a very important role and they will go with soft commodities. Crop production can also vary due to many other factors. Bumper crops or crops that produce more than anticipated can depress prices by creating a surplus. So all of these are the examples of categories of the commodity market. Thank you students for listening. I hope the topic has become relatively simple.